Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Here we have the game three of the East semifinals. This is going to be between Case Western Reserve University and University of Toronto. And right now we are getting into the best of five series. It's game number three, and honestly, UT has a really commanding 2-0 lead. They've been playing absolutely fantastic with the weirdest comps possible. And joining me today is my very good friend from long, long ago when we started casting the RDTL together, J for Y, or better known as Jay. How are you, my good friend?
How's it going, dude? Thanks for having me again for your game three here. Yeah, I'm excited to see how Case Western tries to pull a win out of their hat here. I mean, 0-2, like you said, Toronto really been commanding in this series so far, and they're going to need to come up with something here to really shut them down.
Absolutely, and I think that I don't know. It's something about Toronto that they sense the plays. They know when they're gonna happen. I mean, and I don't like this pickup for Case Western. We saw it in the first game, and remember we talked about Svennings's farm, and you could shut him down like any hero you could shut down. Um, so what I'm trying to say is maybe try something different. Don't go back to the same well. Don't be predictable. That's what you saw UT do, and it worked out for them in the end. Go for something that you think might be a pub stomp build. Go for something that you think might be a little bit different, you know? And already Jakiro and the Bat Ride are going to be picked up for UT, and this could wreak havoc on the side of Case Western. So we'll have to see if that happens. And, you know, we've just been talking about it so much. The positioning has been there for UT. It has not been there for the side of Case Western. The team fights have been there for UT. It has not been there for Case Western. They've had occasional pickoffs in team fights, but I don't think I've seen them win outright a team fight just yet. It's either been tied or they only get like one or two kills, and the other team gets like three or four. So yeah, absolutely, and that's going to be critical. Will they go for sustainability again on the side of Taiyang We'll have to see. They've got one more pickup here. I like the Jakiro pick. I like the Bat Rider pick. Jakiro works well with pretty much anybody in lane, but he works well mostly, I think, with heroes that really require positioning for you to really do your damage. And I think a lot of that came with you saw the Jakiro and the Tidehunter together, I think, in the previous game, and it almost worked really well. Catching somebody in an ice path allows you to get into a position where you are comfortable using a Ravage or a big ability like that. And sometimes the other team will sort of crowd around that hero and make sure that he's okay, sort of that wounded soldier effect. And then that leads to bigger initiation. Now, what they try to do with this Jakiro is really dependent on what they pick up, obviously. Bat Rider with the Jakiro, I mean, that's nice, but it's not necessary. I mean, those two really don't coincide as well. I mean, you put the Firefly down with the Macro Pyro on top of the Ice Path, yeah, that's going to be a lot of damage, but I think in terms of positioning right now, I think they need another hero that can deal a lot of that AoE damage, but needs to get that positioning and for this, to really work is what I'm trying to say. Yeah, yeah, man. No, this is like, hey, Case Western, we've got this idea. We really liked your strategy from like this game, the last game, and before that. We're gonna just pick it up and run with it, and that's what we're gonna do. Yes, this is how it is going to work successfully. But seriously, guys, we cannot get down and out on Case Western. They've gotten glimmer of hope. I think they've been close a lot of times. I think that the Codal pickup, if they had actually just hit a few Illuminates, could have gotten a lot of damage, a lot of kills, and it could have changed the complexity of the game. Not the team, of course. Not that it exists anymore. Shout out to Team Liquid. Fuck yeah. Anyways, yeah, no, man. And going back to that blazing trees strat, yeah. Sometimes I just really fucking hate trees and I want to cut them down. So I'm just like, macro fire, firefly, kill everything. That's what I do. Yeah, well, Well, you put up. You're talking about against Case Western. Yeah, Valina I think would be really the perfect ban out here against Sven. Line maybe not so much because he's not picked up as much, and if he was, I think he actually could be pretty useful. I'm trying to think. There's something else that is usually run. Vengeful Spirit sometimes is run with Sven, which gives him that increased damage. I don't think I would ban that out because, well, all right. Think about it also in this regard. You've got a Bat Rider. The Bat Rider lasso breaks when you. Oh shoot! I think I screwed your thing up, dude. I hope I didn't. Oh, please tell me I didn't. Yeah, they can't hear you.
That's
Oh
okay. I haven't
God!
said anything
Now they can
important
hear
probably.
you. I'm just gonna tell them. Shh. Oh man, I'm so sorry, dude. I am so sorry. I did not
We've
mean
all
for that
done
to
things,
happen.
dude. I've done way worse than that. Don't worry.
Oh God. Look, this is what happens when you have very little sleep or none, and you go to a swim meet at 6:15 in the morning. Then you come back and you cast, 3 or 4 or 5 games, and you have a co-caster. You make really stupid jokes about rape and about arson, and then you forget about your co-caster entirely. And if it sounds like I'm not like fully paying attention or like really into the game right now, I completely apologize. But my conscience level right now is essentially
There's
half
the pick.
asleep. So, and you talked about the Lena pickup. They didn't end up going for it. It was the Keeper of the Light. I want to gloss over some of the things that Jay did say. We talked about Jakiro getting the ice path and getting into that positioning. That's pretty important. So the side of Case Western has a lot of team fight as well with Sven, with the Queen of Pain, even with Lena now. They need to get some team fights going for them. We're talking about how UT is trying to maybe even reverse the strategy here of Case Western from the previous game and saying, hey, this is how you're supposed to do it. Let me show you what you need to do. And if they do the exact same team composition as the opposing team did previous game, I'm probably going to be like, well, that's it. I mean, Dota 2's it's trolls. We're done. It's over.
Maybe. We'll have to see. Actually, I have to admit though, before we get into anything real serious here, it's a battle of like headwear in their logos. Case Western has that Legion helm, and then you have like a crown going on with the Teon Ps. I, I
Honestly, I thought the
I don't know.
Case
Who do you
Western
give
one
the
as well.
advantage to
I
here?
mean, it's a
I don't know,
helm. Like
honestly.
I'd give it to the helm. Like is a crown going to really protect you if you're getting hit in the head? It depends, I guess, on the
But
location,
does a
but
crown mean you have like a whole army under you to fight your battles?
well, that's something else entirely, and that could be argued for decades and decades and decades. But I mean, I don't know. I guess UT has that army. If they do have that army under them, then clearly they're going to win. If not, then it's like a Spartan against like a lord, and that lord's probably like
I mean,
shitting
you've seen the
himself.
movie 300.
Right.
You know that they can do some deeps. Let's just
Yeah,
put it that way.
they can do
So,
some deeps. Yes, they can. They are like a level like 85 rogue at Kata with like his really epic daggers, his unique legendary daggers for any of you that play WoW, and they just go to town on everything. And I'm sorry if none of you play WoW, but if you do, then you're gonna get that reference, and it's really not gonna be that great. But if you don't, well, I'm sorry. We can't fit everybody into our jokes.
don't apologize for making jokes. They are what they are.
No, I
And now
apologize for
let's
making WoW
finish up this team.
references.
Let's just comment on how they decided to run with it. The Juggernaut, Enigma, and then the Disruptor as their final picks.
It's like usually when you get into the last 2 picks for each team, it takes like almost all of the reserve time. No, both of these teams were like, yeah, we know exactly what we're going to do. Here we go. UT going to go for Juggernaut with the Enigma. This is a lot of team fight in an area where they can absolutely freaking just destroy the opposing team. Now, with that being said, you've got GT Angel on the Disruptor, which I think is a very big pickup for a few reasons. Number one, Glimpse. Really important against a Tidehunter or a Enigma. Even if they have a blink dagger, it's not going to matter. They get glimpse back as they're walking or blinking in, and you have a good enough reaction time. There goes that ultimate. Secondly, kinetic field. Really good for positioning. Really good to make sure that Bat Rider doesn't get too close or whatever. I mean, like it's a good ult. Third, silence. Really useful against team fighting heroes. So I see CW, they know what they want to do here. Can they coordinate enough? Can they do it? Is the question, but we'll have to find out. We're going to get in the introductions on the side of Case Western Reserve University. We're going to have Death Caliber being played by Bounty Hunter being played by Death Caliber. That would have been a weird thing to say. K Ganja on the Lena. And we're going to see GT Angel on the Disruptor. Ozaya on the Queen of Pain. And finally, Multiplex again on the Sven. So what it's going to look like is four down here in the bottom lane looking for aggression or some sort of initiation, but LV and the rest of his team are mid, looking at the side of
30 seconds
KS,
to battle.
or excuse me, University of Toronto, I almost called the KS Western. We got Bat Rider being played by LV. Up at the top lane, we have Styx being played by the Juggernaut, also with the Jakiro being played by PHX Primo. Heading to the jungle probably will be Unji. We're going to see on the Enigma. And finally, down here in the bottom lane, Druce Sika will be on the Tidehunter. And that is maybe the most mannered and realistic shoutout I've ever seen in my entire life.
Wow.
The battle.
Yeah,
I'm not
that
even
was.
kidding.
Oh, there you go. Back to the non-mannered shoutouts.
Well,
Uh,
that's
and Maxwell Simpson.
that went
So there you
downhill really
go.
quickly. That went downhill really quickly. Maxwell Simpson is a good shoutout. I don't know about Death Caliber's mom. I don't think he appreciates that.
Anywho, so Tyler's gonna obviously have an incredibly rough time. Gonna pretty much get nothing in this lane. He's up against this tri lane, and it's a disruptor Lita Sven tri lane. So that's just scary as hell. Meanwhile, mid it's gonna be Quab versus Bat Rider. So with these three, actually the Eidolons were just used to kind of harass, which is actually I don't see that very often. You normally see them go into the jungle afterwards. So that's kind of cool to see a little bit of harass come out. But that should be a little even. Oh, a little action actually.
Yeah, a little bit of stackage there going on to the Queen of Pain, the Sticky Napalm, and of course the Shadow Strike flying right back on that Bat Rider, who will take a little bit of damage, but he'll be okay. He's got three tangos. I almost called them iron branches to eat, but he's not going to eat those. Those would not taste good, but they will ensure that he's
No.
having a good game at least, which is always nice. Up in the top lane, we're going to have Styx trying to get the last hits here. He's got four of them already. It is a dual lane here, essentially with the essence of a tri-lane when you get Unji coming in. Probably won't rotate in until he's got plenty of levels in Malefice and the Eidolons, and maybe even level 6 we might see his first rotation, but that might be a little late, delayed if you will. Drew Sika taking a little bit of harass here from Kweganga, and that's going to be important. Multiplex trying to get as much last hits as possible. Did not go for the Coin Blade like I was talking about earlier. Is going to see the Stout Shield, which will actually provide him little to no effect here because Drew Sika is not going to be doing a lot of damage.
No, not particularly. Not at least for a while here. Meanwhile, both tri-lanes doing exactly what they need to do. You see Bounty Hunter just kind of checking out, trying to get a last hit. He will get one here. And that's nice, but you see some really good, a missed Ice Pass, with some really good Sentry Wards already out here. And that's going to be really helpful to keep tracks, keep tabs on him.
That is going to be key. As you can see, the Sentry Ward right next to Primo right now, trying to do a right-click battle with Bounty Hunter. Is there a nice path available? There is. And meanwhile, down in the bottom lane, Sid again.
What
First
was he
blood on his
thinking?
Tidehunter.
You can't be past this part against that tri-lane. Like, you were just out of your mind if you think you're going to get away with it.
Right. I mean, there was no real reason for him to be on those trees. Like, yeah, no, exactly. No, he shouldn't have just been there. Like, you're in a tri-lane, you're against a tri-lane, and you're on a Tidehunter who has to get melee last hits. Like, that's... Oh, he's just going to stroll out into the lane. It's totally fine. We could get some kills. Oh, it's Sven. Hey, what's going on, man? All right. Oh, I'm dead. All right, so, well, what do you learn? You learn not to go out and die, essentially.
Middle.
Middle is going to take some harass here. They will get the kill there from Ozaya. Just caught the tail end of that gank slash, well, not really gank, but kill, essentially. And Ozaya getting that last hit. Looks like he is going for Scream of Pain, maxed out first. Probably not going to go for the Shadow Strike, unfortunately, which is always a nice build to see. But either way, Scream of Pain or Shadow Strike is fine. Usually you get Scream of Pain for that AoE damage as well as, of course, the AoE farm ability. Meanwhile, top lane right now, a little damage going into Primo right now, but Death Caliber is going to have to back off. This Ursa Warrior is like, hey, no, get out. And he'll do that.
Haste.
This is my jungle.
Yeah. Exactly, it is his jungle. I mean, Ursa Warrior is the king of the jungle. Well, besides heroes, and maybe the Centaur War Chief. But I don't know. That's just my opinion anyway. Yeah, Drew Sika is now down at the tower right now, being very cautious. I think that even they can initiate right now if they wanted to. I think he needs to be very careful. He does have that point in the Kraken Shell, which will relieve the negative buffs on him that are going if it does go over a certain damage threshold. And Unji is going to rotate it in, and they're going to take this tower, or try to anyways. They have the Eidolons up. He's got his Soul Ring going for him, and if they can get this tower, that's going to be some more money. There is going to be a disconnect, and that might be a big deal. They're going to keep going, and there's the pause. All right, well, while we have this chance, I'd like to once again thank you all for joining me. I'm going to post in chat sometime in the near future all of our Twitters, and by all I mean Jay and I. our Twitches. I'm going to plug Neo, and I'm going to shove it down in your face, and you're going to like it, the product placement, whatever. You're going to enjoy it. Yeah, I know
Why don't
my.
you buy Doritos?
Yeah, exactly. Well, can we get
I
sued for like
wish
false
I could go for a
advertising?
bag.
Can we
No,
get sued?
it's free advertising. They wouldn't sue us.
No,
I didn't say like I invented Doritos or anything. You know.
well, you just did.
Well, I did. Damn it. Oh.
See, you got yourself caught in
Well.
catch-22. I think that's what that book was about. Somebody trying to invent something and then getting caught in its vicious cycle. Regardless, I mean, yeah. No, I mean, here at Neo Dota, we pride ourselves on our casting and we pride ourselves on our shows that we do. And honestly, we have a lot of good stuff that I keep talking about that's very vague, but you guys are going to have to deal with it. And casts have been quite good for me lately, honestly. Unfortunately, yes, I do have quite bad quality Mizzou gaming. I apologize that my quality is not as good as it might be in Missouri for you. That being said, no one else seems to be complaining, and yeah, I mean, I'm sure that the video could be better, but you know, things happened, and I don't have a $2,000 computer, but I am getting a new microphone, which is cool, in a month, anyway. So
Your
at least-
microphone's fine, bro. You're getting a better one?
yeah, well,
Is it from space?
yes, it is from space. It is made out of things that come from space.
You couldn't even think. Asteroids.
What, like, no, like, I guess maybe, but like, who would use a microphone that was made of an asteroid? Like, yeah, no, it definitely gets the sound quality. I mean, it can really pick up everything. Like, how does that happen? Anyways, getting back into the game, enough about space and all that jazz. Tower going to get pressured right now, this time from Unji, from Styx, as well as the Chikiro here, played by Primo. That's what they want. This should be a pretty early tower. There's a fortification available. And I say this every time that I see somebody go up against a bounty hunter, but just push the lane. He can't do anything. Like, what's he going to do? He's not going to do anything. Am I correct in saying this?
Bottom.
Well, bottom. I'll get your opinion in a second. Nice glimpse, and that should be the kill on Drusek. The Light Strike Array, the Stormhammer coming out as well, and it's just too much. And this is going to be 3 for 1 going on the side of Case Western. So already, they're in a good position, but their towers being pressured is not something they want. Black Hole not available for Enigma. Death Caliber coming in, waiting for maybe some help here. There is going to be Alina here. Only level 3. There's going to be the Dragon Slave. No mana for a stun at this point. There's the Ice Path. Death Caliber in some trouble, but he's going to get spun on, and he's going to back off. He'll be able to Shadow Walk again and chase if they want to. They have... maybe they were thinking about having the Queen of Pain rotate in, but unfortunately she actually doesn't have boots right now, so in about a few gold she'll take those, and that'll be excellent to have that to get that mobility. Going for 3 into Scream of Pain, wanted a Sonic Wave, we talked about that earlier. Bat Rider having 24 last hits, and he did go down low to the Queen of Pain, who also went down mid, so it's pretty even in terms of the mid laners and what they're accomplishing here. So that's not bad. I think both of these mid lanes are having a very good time, and they're both getting some decent last hits. Actually, Queen of Pain significantly behind this Bat Rider, not surprisingly though. Down in the bottom lane, GT Angel, excuse me, looking for the Tide Hunter, who's like, yeah, I'm not going anywhere out of this tower range, smartly.
After dying twice. Yeah.
He's like,
you think
well,
he learned.
I think that what
The
happens
line.
is people hit me in the face and it bleeds and then it really hurts and then I die and then it's not good and then yeah, this line, he's getting dangerously close to crossing it, man. Like it's right here. Yeah, no, exactly, no. Don't do it. Don't, no, he's going. Well, I guess it's okay
saved
because
us,
he's only against a
fortunately.
solo Sven, so I guess maybe he's just playing it smartly. He's got this ward here. He knows that GTA Angel is in the mid lane. LV might go for a gank, but that would require him hitting the lasso, which is going to be very difficult to do against a Disruptor. A lot of damage going to fly, though. There's going to be a Light Strike Array. LV trying to get some kills. Glimpse going on to LV, and he's okay for the time being. Might actually try to turn around with a lasso. Here comes Styx. Styx doesn't have his ult. He's only level 5. Slow going on to Quay, and he's taking a bit of damage. Nice Light Strike Array, but it won't save him from the Juggernaut, who's going to get a kill, and the Queen of Pain now in a very bad position. Now he needs to blink out away, and the Tide Hunter going to come in for reinforcement, but he doesn't need to be there. He's just like, hey, I saw you kill that guy. Good job. All right, let's go back to the lane now. And they're going to do that. And they're going to walk arm in arm and sing about whatever Jug and Tide Hunter sing about.
About hating Kunkka, probably.
Does
Something.
Jug hate
It was Tide's idea. You know,
Ah.
Jug is just a follower. He's not a leader. You know, he goes in, whatever people tell him to do, he does. But yeah, now I guess they mixed up a little bit since he's here. He might as well get a little bit of farm. You see the disruptors here with Sven as well now, and as well as Lena rotating back down here. The only level 3 with these tri-lane, not getting a ton of experience, and the
Oh, the
stun
Storm
comes
Hammer
out.
coming out. Drusicka taking a bit of damage, but he should be okay. Nope, the Glimpse, the Kinetic Field, and the Light Strike Ray is going to miss. Not that it matters. He's going to go down regardless. Jug's like, yeah, I can't really do much for you there. I'm just going to back off. So he'll back off to the tower smartly. Very close to getting his Omni Slash, but he won't even have enough mana to use it if he does get it. So you have to understand that much at least. He does have that nice little healing ward thing, that cosmetic item, whatever that is. It's pretty cool. Styx now playing a little bit more dangerously himself. There's 4 here on the side of Case Western, and Styx is like, yeah, let's just TP out and go to the top lane and get some farm against this solo Jakiro, or excuse me, that's his own teammate, so never mind, solo nobody. So he's going to get some farm, and I'm going to keep calling things wrong in this game. So that's good. Ice Path flying out in the bottom lane. Thinking about going Drusicka, only level 3 right now. Might have something to do with all those deaths that he's accrued over the course of the game. Unfortunately, so not a whole lot of ganking happening. I mean, there are kills coming, but it's not really like gank kills from the Queen of Pain or from the Bat Rider. It's just, it really is interesting. The thing is, though, 100 gold away for the Bat Rider to get a Blink Dagger, but I don't know if this is the way you want to get it by trying to dive the Queen of Pain, and it looks like he's not going to do that at all. Styx has his ult, not at enough mana to use it. Not that it really matters. He's going to get some more room to farm here in the top lane. TP's coming in down to the bottom lane right now. Big Light Strike Array on Drusicka taking a bit of damage, but he'll be okay. They want to Ravage right now. They might be able to get it. No, he actually was only level 4. What am I talking about? He's nowhere near it. And there's the Firefly getting that kill. Bat Rider coming in. He still has his lasso, but not enough mana. Will pop his illusion, trying to get mana desperately. Good Ice Path is going to ensure at least a lasso on Multiplex is going to get it. He's taking a bit of damage, but he's not in the Firefly. He would have gone down already. Not that it matters. Jakiro going to get the kill there. 2-for-0 trade, and they're going to probably push this tower, or try to anyways. And that was a good fight for them. Very good fight.
Yeah, they probably will get this tower. I mean, it's not long death timers, so they might TP and try to save it, but I don't think that's going to be the case. You see Quap just chill in the middle, doesn't even have a TP scroll, so yeah, that bottom tower's gone.
Yeah, there's no way they can defend this. They will glyph it, however, which is, I think, not maybe the best idea here, considering that one of your heroes is in the mid lane. The Courier is bringing a TP scroll, but Quap is actually having a difficult time trying to micromanage the inventory. This tower is absolutely gone for sure. I think that was not the best glyph to be used. They didn't get the TPs out in time. They didn't get the people down there in time, and that's what, I mean, it's okay. It's a tier 1 tower. There's still one left, I believe, in the mid lane right now, and really what needs to happen here is I think Ozai needs to start being effective as a ganker and as a team fighter. He's been farming and sitting and doing absolutely nothing, essentially, but getting treads and his bottle and what have you, and now he's going to try to push mid. He'll do some damage to it, but there will be a rotation coming in from LV as well as Primo. They're going to look for maybe an initiation. Death Caliber is going to Shadow Walk real quick, track Primo on his way out, and then we're going to see the backage of Queen of Pain getting that haste rune, by the way. The back. Wow. B-A-C-K-A-G-E. That's not a real word, but I don't care. I'm too tired to
It's nice.
Give any Fs at this point in time. Literally 0. Here's going to be a really aggressive blink coming in from Ozaya. Doesn't have enough mana for a Sonic Wave, unfortunately. There's going to be the haste rune popped. Coming in is the Jakiro. Will hit an Ice Path onto at least one. Lasso available, but no mana again. They're looking. Not level 6 on the Tide. They're thinking about fighting, and that might have been the best opportunity they've had to fight if they actually got that Sonic Wave off, so.
Yeah, they're all kind of having some mana issues. If they could somehow get an Arcane Boots on any of these heroes, it would help them substantially. You see Sven having mana issues a lot. All these heroes, even, at least they're starting to get some magic wands, which will help in the middle of the fights. But besides that, yeah, they're kind of struggling in the mana department. They're actually going top, just maybe doing something to Juggernaut.
He's going to use that kinetic field, but he can just go right through that because he is Juggernaut and he is Blade Furying away. If he had not used that, or if it had ran out by the time the kinetic field was up, he would have been dead, but that's obviously not the case, and so we won't even talk about it. Mid lane, Queen of Pain up against 2 heroes right now. LV with his Blink Dagger, they can initiate essentially any time. Sticky Napalm, he's thinking about going, but of course the Queen of Pain smartly is going to back off. I think he sees that, yeah, he has got a Blink Dagger, and he could just jump on top of me. In fact, he's going to try to do it on the side of GTA Angel. Where's the Glimpse? He doesn't have it. He's on cooldown right now, and that's some trouble right now. LV's going to bring him up onto the high ground. GTA Angel not taking too much damage, but it's not going to matter. He'll probably go down. The Queen of Pain, meanwhile, getting a solo kill on the Tide Hunter, but GTA Angel will go down. Nice Light Strike Array. Malphite's flying as well, and There they go. They're going to try to turn this around. Death Caliber and the Queen of Pain pretty low in terms of mana. They really cannot afford to try to fight this. It'll all be right-click, and that's not going to be enough to take this fight. LV had no Lasso Eyes. He just used it, but he's got plenty for a Firefly once it's back up. Of course, the Sticky Napalm as well to make sure that right-click is good, but I don't think they're going to try to fight anytime soon. Black Hole now available, Soaring on him. He will need to use that Soaring in order to use it. This is going to be one of the most difficult Black Holes I think he'll have to do in some time if he does decide to go for it. However, he is coming through right now. There is going to be a kinetic field. It'll fly off and it'll not catch anybody, but LV's actually going to Firefly away. He should be okay. Glimpse was already used, so the aggression is going to stop. It's allowing Styx to farm even more. He's only got 51 last hits right now, but he had a point in time where he was really just trying to fight and at mid, and he was dying and fighting, things of that nature. There's a kinetic field flying out. Blink not going to fly in just yet. It's on actually cooldown for the Bat Rider. Sitting, they're thinking about it. They're thinking about it. They're thinking about it. Both teams are like, well, I guess we could just kill the creeps, and then that's fine, right? So that's what they're going to do with the time that they have been allotted here. 13 minutes into the game, 5-5. This is game number 3, once again, of the CDL, the East Semifinals between Case Western, which is weird. I don't know why they're not in the Western bracket if they are called Case Western, and University of Toronto, with my good friend Jay. And we're seeing a good game so far. Nothing out of the ordinary, I'd have to say.
It's pretty even. I mean, the 4,000 gold, a couple thousand experience lead, of course, going for Toronto. They're doing a pretty good job in that regard. A huge difference already in this game that I've noticed is the support levels. Disruptor just hitting level 5, Lena neither of them close to 6, whereas you look at Jakiro level 8. And, everyone on their teams at least has their ultimates, so that's really helpful to have. Can you imagine a team fight? The difference Disruptor's ult and Lena ult makes in that fight is huge. So they really need to somehow get levels on them.
Absolutely, and one way to not get levels is to be ganged up mid, but another way is to actually kill LV and get levels in that regard. But he will go down, that will provide them the experience, but I don't think they're at 6. No, not yet. They're still halfway away, but they need to get into a lane together and just farm or something, or just keep, I don't know, get more kills. But even then, at that point in time, you're still not getting 6 relatively quickly. They need those ults, as you talked about. Those are very critical. The silence could be absolutely just huge against Enigma, and of course the Titanor as well, who I don't think has used a Ravage this entire game.
No, he hasn't yet. I haven't even seen Black Hole either. And they obviously, those are two really, really big teams. But I mean, the fights have been kind of spread out. It's been really thanks to Bat Rider, who's picked off heroes with either the Flame Break to split them up or to, lasso one. And he kind of works, I almost want to say, against Enigma in that regard. Like, his moves split people up. But, he also could just do nice AoE damage if he just lands the Firefly and Sticky Napalm. So he goes both ways. If you know what I mean.
Ways. If you know what we mean. This sly guy throwing in the jokes. All right. I mean, Bat Rider probably is the kind of hero that would go both ways.
We've talked about that Avatar bod. Okay,
yeah,
we don't need to get back into that.
It's really special for him, but we're not going to go into that. That's his own private business, and whatever they want to do with their free time is their free time.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so always respect the privacy of heroes, guys. Respect hero privacy. Hashtag it. It's important.
Great.
Meanwhile, in the top lane, they're not respecting the privacy of the Juggernaut who is tracked up. Those voyeurs. Styx is like
behind the trees.
This guy is like, man, these guys are really creeping on me right now, and I might get. Yeah, I mean, it probably will be, and there's an initiation coming in. Primo's taking a bit of damage. It's an aggressive move from Ozaya. There's a huge Black Hole on to 3. The Jug's been going as well. We'll get a double at least, and a triple going. Actually, not a triple, but Bat Rider getting the double kill, the Juggernaut getting the other, but still a gigantic Black Hole from Unji at the right time with that Blink Dagger finished off, and that was what happened there. And nice bait coming out from Styx, realizing, hey, I've got track, let me just sort of bait, I'm alone, blah, blah, blah. And they end up trading 3 for 1, so a big pickup there, and once again, it was looking good for Case Western, and then all of a sudden, it's just like, boom, University of Toronto was like, hey, we're farmed, guess what? We've got these abilities that hurt, so we're going to use them on you.
Yeah, still no Ravage. They didn't even need it. The Black Hole did all the work for them right there, and that's why somehow Bat Rider can work really well. He was doing a lot of AoE damage and then finish it off with that Flame Break at the end, just do that little bit of burst. But the spin as well, they just have such a great synergy with their abilities, and it's really showed, particularly right there. Little backtrack.
Oh, but nice blade
spin indeed.
realizing that, hey, I do have this magic immunity that is mana costing, but I'll use it just to save my own life. That's really effective. So LV now actually going to blink way out. Will still get hit with that Scream of Pain. Not that it's going to matter. It's going to save him from almost certain doom there. And now you got to think about, well, yeah, you have to think about Unji as well with that black hole. He's doing this without a Naga Siren ultimate. So you have to keep that in mind. That's pretty imperative. Like, and that's something that I couldn't do. Death Caliber, he's in some trouble. There's going to go the Ice Path. It's going to miss the lasso as well. Death Caliber trying to get out. He's going to go down. The Macropyre even being used for his death. Nice Light Strike Array, but it's only going to stun them from the time being. Not a whole lot of damage as well. They're thinking about continuing onwards. They're going to miss just barely with that Ice Path. Looking to maybe put some more aggression on here in the high ground. Actually, we're going to see Drusicka. Nice kinetic field will stop him from going in, though, but he can gush if he needs to. On the high ground, here is Ozaya doing what I don't know what he's doing right now. He's getting body blocked. There's going to be the Shadow Strike and the Scream of Pain. They'll back off, and a 6 on the backside is going to get the kill on the Lina. Not using a whole lot. I think everything was on cooldown for him, except for the Blade Fury. He just didn't use it, so... Interesting kill there. Essentially almost a free kill. I'm not sure what happened, why she was standing there. Must have been caught in a bad position. Not that it matters. Jug will head up to the top, get more farm. Mid lane is trying to be pressured by LV with his sticky napalm or something. There is a glimpse here. LV might be in some trouble. He's going through the trees smartly, and he's going to force staff away and then blink over into the trees again. I don't know if he'll be able to get out. Of course, he does have that Firefly, so, man, he is one tricky guy to catch, I'd have to say.
This Bat Rider's already got 4 staff. This is truly how you should play the Bat Rider. He's doing it all the right ways. But to answer your questions about how that fight kind of started, first of all, they had the wards over here near the river, and Bounty Hunter got seen. So Jakiro baited out the attack, used the dust immediately, and they just caught him off guard. Then Lina, when she was up here, she was trying to run away, but Enigma had a blink dagger. Got there, got the stun, the Ice Path followed, and bada bing, bada boom, he was dead. Top now.
Yeah,
Bounty Hunter just getting annihilated. He's just getting baited out every time. Sven going in.
There's going to be a Stormhammer kill, but for what? A Jakiro for a Bounty Hunter? Maybe not the best trade. I don't know if he had track on him. I imagine he probably did. That's a good, nice little track kill, but at the same time, it's not what you want. You want that big, Styx kill. You want that big Unji kill, who's going for a BKB, by the way. And once again, the clock is ticking if you are on the side of Case Western, and their time is running out. Nice Stormhammer going to hit on one. Styx, of course, using that Blade Fury right away. And this is just, I think, Elder positioning, just Elder knowledge of the game, just more games played even. And Kay is taking a bit of damage. He'll back off. Wow, that Malphite does a lot of damage. He is very close to dying. Will they try to wrap around? There is a glimpse going to fly in from Drusicka, but no follow-up coming. Track up on the Enigma, giving them vision, realizing that there's only 2 there. Styx is going to back off as well. He's finished up his Battle Fury, by the way, which I didn't even check and see what he was going for. 5,000 in terms of experience, 5,000, maybe almost 7,500 in terms of gold, going the side of the Radiant. Wait, what? No, Dire, excuse me. Okay, I was like, that's wrong. Okay, well, it's good that I can tell graphs and see how they work. It's good that I have that ability to do that. But BKB is finished on Sven, which is pretty much a little bit quicker than what was in the first game, at least it feels like it is. He needs to get a little bit more farm, though. He's going to go for what seems to be an armlet as he's getting that Blades of Attack. That's going to be important, but at the same time, maybe not as good as a Mask into a Daedalus, a Chrysalis even. Chainmail up on the Bounty Hunter. Looks like that'll be a Medallion of Courage as well. So they're trying to stay in this game desperately, but against a Juggernaut with that Battle Fury, that's going to be pretty imperative that they try to get the kills on him. BKB, Blink will be done pretty soon for Enigma. Blink already done. Of course, Blink on the Bat Rider. It's going to be a pipe for the Tide Hunter, who's getting some decent farm as well. And there, LV now in some trouble, though. He's actually going to get initiated for Death Caliber. Is there a stun? Nice Force Staff there as it was happening. The Ravage going to fly, only going to hit on one. They do get the kill on that one hero, though, and they still have the Black Hole as well. Ozia is here. With his interesting name, looking to turn this around, but the Firefly providing a nice little flame trail. Here comes Enigma, maybe looking for a black hole, maybe looking to blink, maybe looking for something. There's 3 right in a row here if he caught the blink out, but he didn't, unfortunately, and they'll back off to the tier 2, realizing that, hey, this guy's got a blink and will get absolutely face rolled if we go into that. And in fact, they probably shouldn't even be under this tower, in my opinion. That's just my expert opinion, anyway. But they're actually going to have everybody TP in, so... They're going to try to go for this. Multiplex looking for something. There's going to be a blink coming in. They want to go on promo. They're going to get it. The glimpse is going to fly. Get the kill before he's even glimpsed back, honestly. There's going to be a miss. Where's the black hole? The silence, huge silence on Unji and the Laguna Blade as well, but the lasso flying in on Multiplex. He did use his BKB. A lot of damage going onto him right now. There's the Sonic Wave onto Drusicka. They're not going to get the kill on LV just yet. They do take down both the Queen of Pain and the Sven, their main damage dealers. 3 down right now. And now Death Caliber, he wants something. He wants something. No, he's not getting it. Yes, there's one. He does get the kill on the Tidehunter. TPing out is Drusicka. There's no Shuriken Toss available, and he's not in time. And that could have gone. Oh no, Styx is taking the tier 3. Fortification not available. This is a free tier 3 tower. Styx is going to use that ward to heal him back to full. Well, I mean, try to heal him back to full, I guess, and then he'll just take a few more last hits here. Maybe go for the racks. It looks like he will do so. Disruptor and Bounty Hunter will be here in moments. He'll back off, and that tier 3 going down is not what they wanted on the side of Case Western. And I mean, the Doomsday Clock is approaching midnight, or whatever it is. Something.
That sounded pretty well done. Honestly, this is my issue with how Bounty Hunter went initially in this game. Now he's got 3 points in a Shuriken Toss, but he went all out in Janata first, and while it is a decent build by all means, it does get that extra bonus damage, lowers the cooldown a bit, but that toss is really what helps you kill these heroes in the game and feed your team those kills. And only having the 1 point is basically saying, I just want the stun. The damage component really not there. And if he just had a few more ranks earlier on, I feel like he could have finished heroes off a lot easier for his team, or at least did that initial damage. Put that big 300 burst with Alina ult, you've done enough damage to pretty much kill one support right there, but it's just unfortunate there. And then Sven, he was in the middle doing some good damage, and you called that Disruptor ult. I mean, it was beautiful. It really silenced that Enigma, wasn't able to black hole anyone, but I don't know, LV just doing work on this Bat Rider and really showing us how it's done.
He is schooling us indeed. And now I want to go back to this, while we have time, I want to go back to the Bounty Hunter. Now, I don't want to put you on the spot here, but what would your ideal build in terms of skill be for a Bounty Hunter in this scenario?
I would have liked, obviously, early on, the Janata plus Shadow Walk at 1 point each. Honestly, I would have liked to see the Shuriken Toss maxed out after that, just instead because of the Janata way, instead of the Janata. And I only really like the Janata build if you're off to a fantastic start. You get a lot of auto attack damage early with the phase boots early, but he was in a side lane with no farm. So all he was doing is getting experience. So it's not like he needed that auto attack damage. He really could just use the burst to help gank other lanes instead, or these team fights, and it just I feel like it would have played out a little bit better.
I'm gonna have to agree with you there. I mean, really, the only thing that is changing is the bonus damage and the cooldown timer, which are both, by the way, really big deal. I mean, it's 150% at its first level to 225%. It's a big swing, obviously, but at the same time, I think that Shuriken Toss dealing about 250, 325 at its max level is a pretty big deal. Plus, the mini stun is nice to have, giving you that extra little oomph that you need to get over the edge with the kill. At the same time, though, you also have a ton of damage dealers that can provide that last hit, of course, with the Scream of Pain. I mean, Lina even getting a Dragon Slave is fine, and the Thunderstrike might be able to do the job as well. So I can understand their idea to go for the Janata first, but like you said, it didn't work out. Well, we have to wait and see. It's still 24 minutes into the game. Obviously, they're a little far behind. Jug's going to get initiated. Nice Blade Fury every time Styx is on point. And there's going to be a TP rotation coming in from LV, and Styx will get glimpsed back right now, and this could be the end of Styx for as we know it. In fact, he will go down. I don't know if he's got a buyback. He will do so actually immediately. There's the Ravage popping on 3. There's so much damage going out from that Ravage. It looks to be an entire team wipe if GTA Angel does in fact go down, and he's very close to doing so. They might even just use the Black Hole for this scenario. He's got Malefice in 5. He's got another Blink Dagger as well. GTA Angel is going to get dove. I mean, there's no real tower. That's a nice kinetic field, but LV's still here. Might break him back. Can GTA Angel get out is the question. There's going to be the slow from the Sticky Napalm. He's going to try to glimpse LV. He'll do so, but now Styx is going to come out on the backside and get that kill. Ooh, try to juke him, but at the end, Styx does in fact get it. So it is looking very much so that University of Toronto will go to the finals right now, and they're just so strong.
That looks like GG. Honestly, it is such a great fight there. They're going to try to defend this, of course. The melee barracks will go down. Ranged might, not exactly sure, probably will. The Juggernaut's just off to a fantastic start. The net worth 10,000 for both him and Bat Rider, and they're just way ahead of the rest. Sven 8,000 is pretty close, but then you look at the rest of this Radiant team. 6,000 on the Quap's not going to cut it, and they're just not able to win these fights because of these kind of things.
Yeah, and honestly, you've got to be feeling you've got to feel it for, I think, Case Western. They've tried their dangest, and I mean, they've had a bunch of good fights, and it hasn't gone their way. The counter initiation has been absolutely fantastic. The baits have been great. I mean, talk about the Blade Fury and the meld misses from, the side of Styx and his entire team. Meanwhile, LV going to get initiated. There's going to be the silence ult. Oh, huge black hole onto 3, onto 4. They're going to get 1, they're going to get 2, they're going to get 3, they're going to get 4. That's going to be it. That is GG. They're not going to call it just yet, but, oh man, that was the straw. If there was a straw, that was it and more. I mean,
that
straw
poor Camel, his back is broke.
That camel is like dead. His lungs are like filling up with blood, and it's just not a pretty sight. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if anybody wanted to see that image in their head, but like, that's how bad it is here for the side of Case Western.
We don't play without our captain. That's unfortunate.
That is. If I had known that, I would have given them a little more slack, unfortunately, and now I feel like a jerk, so...
Well, you are a jerk. You have to own up to it, though. That's the beautiful.
That is true.
Once you truly accept who you are, it's all good.
But I love what they're saying. We'll see you guys at finals. They're saying that we're going to come back from the lower bracket, win it, and go into the upper bracket, the grand finals, and take care of business. And it'll be difficult to do, but if anybody's up to the task, it might be Case Western University. Now, thanks for joining us tonight. I'm going to put out the places that you could follow us in the chat. I'll have Jay talk about his in a minute. I apologize for the sort of lackluster casting from my end. I'm a little tired, more than a little tired, I should say. I'm also still battling some sort of upper respiratory infection, trying to get better. Had a really good cast last night. We had about 200 viewers for the Berkeley versus, I believe it was Cal State Sacramento game. Keep it locked on Neo Dota if you'd like to see some big games coming up soon, some big shows as well. Matt is always a fun time to watch, I can tell you that much. We always have great guests, and that's going to be a lot of fun to watch this week as well. Now, in order to be a good caster, I have to do the right thing, and of course, talk about my co-caster, Mr. J4Y. Jay, of course, you can follow at twitch.tv/J4YGaming and twitter.com/J4YGaming. And we've been with each other since quite a long time, since the origination of the RDTL, if anybody remembers that, or if anybody cares about that. That's where we started. Well, at least that's where I met him and started casting with him, so I find it's pretty important from time to time to make sure that I get a cast and a game in with him and have a lot of fun doing so. So Jay, thanks for joining me tonight. Anything you'd like to say?
Once again, I always am really appreciative having me on here. It's a lot of fun to do with you, and it wasn't the most exciting of times, but hey, they put up a good fight. At least it wasn't like a steamroll, and I was really glad to do it. Hope I can be back soon with you guys.
Absolutely, and we look forward to seeing you as well. Now remember, guys, keep it locked down here. I'd love you guys for you to follow us, me specifically. I mean, yeah, guys, you can follow Jay if you want. It's whatever. But seriously though. Big plans. At least we have big plans, and hopefully those plans follow through. I don't want to get anybody too excited, but at the same time, I'd also like to thank the Neo Dota staff. First and foremost, Spit and Tages. I'd also like to thank the CDL staff who've been so great in admitting these tournaments. I really enjoy it. And that is going to be it for us tonight. I have to go do some tree decorating, and then I'm going to pass out. I will not be doing, this is another programming reminder, unless I'm feeling somehow remarkably well and I'm not spending time with my family, I will not be doing SCCS tonight, which means that either NY John will do it if he's not playing, or if he's going to be casting, or Blaze Casting will do it. I'll come back next Sunday and I'll have another great cast for you guys. But for the time being, I'm going to take a little break. I think I'd have earned that one at least, and if I didn't, well, then you guys can go screw yourselves. Just kidding. Just kidding. I love all of you. I love everybody in chat. Thank you for joining us today.